So I'm having a chat with Noahfinnce. How are you?
I am good. Yeah, busy. Several things to do before midnight, but it's all good. It's all fun.
Well, yeah, because the big news is tomorrow you've got your debut record coming out, Growing Up on the Internet. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect to hear on the record.
Oh God, a lot. I mean, it's essentially about my experience growing up with an audience in front of the internet, and having lots of feedback throughout my teenage years about who I should be, who I shouldn't be, what people like about me, what people don't like about me. A lot of songs about feeling different, feeling like I wasn't quite the same as everybody else, and a lot of rage about the current political system.
Yeah, absolutely. And after this, we're going to play your new single called Alexithymia. Tell us a little bit about the single as well.
Yes, so that is so like alexithymia is essentially it's the inability to understand or communicate your emotions. And I spent the past like year or two considering the fact that I might be autistic. I wrote the entire album without a diagnosis, and I got a diagnosis a few weeks ago, which was really cool. But the song is pretty much me saying like I don't know what's wrong with me and I just want somebody to tell me. And the way I wrote about that was essentially just being like, I wish somebody would pull my brain out and eat it and tell me how it tastes because I can't figure it out. And that, yeah, that's alexithymia.
Yeah, yeah. And you got a chance to play some of your new music on the tour with Enter Shikari over here in the UK. How was that?
Oh, that was so fun. They're so cool. They're such a cool band. And they're really nice. And yeah, I mean, like playing Wembley, when I agreed to it, I was like, oh God, I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna be terrified. I'm gonna screw up. I'm not gonna have a good time. But I think like it's such a comfortable environment to be in around those like around those bands, and I know that the crowd is so open and so politically active and so supportive of everything that Shikari are for. So it was fun. Yeah, like I was worried that I'd be stressed out most of the time, but I just really enjoyed myself.
Yeah, great stuff. And you get to be scared again when you go out on a headline tour across America.
No, and like I'm just excited. Like this is my third headline of the US. So I'm like, I kind of get it now. I get the bandwagon situation. I get the no access to healthy food situation. I get the America kind of sucks situation. So now I'm just excited really. And I feel like I played Wembley and I was like, okay, I have no right being scared of another show ever again. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to it.
And are you ready? Is the set list ready and you know what you're doing?
Mostly, I mean, I know what the set list is. We've not done a full run through of the whole show, but we got a day of rehearsals when we get to to America. But yeah, I think we'll get it. We spent a lot of time rehearsing for Shikari, so like new songs all set. And yeah, I'm excited to see how I think it's like 20 songs long, which is the longest set I've ever played, so it should be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. And then you are coming back over here for a few festivals in the UK. How busy is your festival summer season going to be?
Not too busy at all, really. I mean, like I'm in the US for like a whole month. Like I'm playing like 23 shows, I think, and I come back to the UK. I'm playing The Great Escape in Brighton and Download Festival. So just
Mm.
two so far. But yeah, I grew up wanting to go to Download. I went in 2017 and had a really great time. So I'm really pumped for that. I think the lineup for Download is very controversial, and I love how angry it makes people.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a step up from Slam Dunk where I've met you the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And once festival season is over and done with, what's your plan for autumn and winter time?
So I'm gonna be writing more and maybe potentially a UK tour. But who knows when that would be? But probably if it was gonna be anywhere, it would be then.
Yeah, great stuff. Now speaking of the writing side of things, for you, how do tracks normally start off?
Well, I mean, I kind of start stuff in a few different ways. I used to only go into the studio when I had like a solid verse and a chorus written down because I was too scared of like going into the studio and writing something that I didn't like. But now, like the majority of the time that I'm writing with people that I already know. And most of the album was written with my friend Steph Abingdon, who also produced most of it. So when it comes to writing with Steph, like we just go in and I'll have like voice notes ideas. I'll have like lyric ideas on my notes page, and we'll just talk about how I'm feeling for like an hour. It'll be like a little mini therapy session, and then either I'll write down stuff that I say, or he does, or somebody else does, and then we just have fun with it.
Yeah, and is it normally lyrics first for you? Is it a melody? Is it a kind of a riff first? What works for you?
It depends entirely on the song. Again, like I think most of the time it's like because I grew up playing drums and I feel like rhythm is always like really important to me. So a lot of the times it'll be like syllables and a melody, and then I'll fit the words into it. But other times it's like it's all just stuff that I've written down on my notes page.
Yeah, nice. And you must have written more than what's made it onto this record that's out tomorrow. What happens to those? Do you consider them again for the next record, or do you bin them off and start again?
I mean, yeah, not usually. I mean, most of the time we just kind of bid them off. I've got like a whole Dropbox folder of a bunch of them, and I'm like, yeah, they're cool, but I don't think they fit with what I'm currently doing because I feel like growing up on the internet had like a specific like theme and a specific vibe. So there are songs that I've written that I do like that don't fit. But who knows? I think there's maybe like one or two that I think I could do stuff with, but I usually prefer to just like get excited and see what comes out.
Yeah, do you think the tracks that are in that Dropbox folder might see the light of day at some point in the future?
I mean, maybe, probably not. Maybe like one or two, just as like, hey, by the way, here's a song that I wrote 10 years ago in the future. But like, nah, I don't think so.
And with the second album in your mind, do you know what direction you want to take it?
God no, God no. I'm too caught up with this album right now. Like I've been working on it for like a year and a half. And yeah, no, I'm thinking only about what I'm doing like right now in the next few months. Second album, it will happen when it happens, and I don't really go into these kind of things with like I don't really go into these kind of things with a solid plan. It's more just like I write how I feel, I think about it a little bit, I sit on it, and then it kind of figures itself out as to like what the theme of the song is going to be. So yeah, I don't like to put too much pressure on myself about like what it should be or what it could be. It's more just like whatever it will be, will be.
Fair enough. No, it's been a pleasure having a catch up with you.
Ah, thank you for having me.